I believe the first people who will live to 200 are alive right now. You ever find yourself awake at 2 a.m., wondering what the world's going to look like in 20 years? Most people are just hoping for flying cars or at least for traffic to finally disappear. My name's Elon Musk, and I don't just imagine the future. I try to build it. Some people say I'm overly optimistic, others call me reckless. But here's the thing. If you're not thinking way ahead, you're already behind. Today, you'll hear my predictions not as wild guesses, but as goals. So here's my question for you, right up front. If you could know one thing about the future, what would you ask? Comment below, let's see what keeps your curiosity burning. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and mention where you are watching from in the comments, what country and your age. People always ask, Elon, why are you obsessed with the future? Why not just enjoy today? The truth is, I've never been comfortable with the present. As it is, there's too much that can be better. When I was a kid, I was bullied, ignored, and found refuge in reading. I'd devour sci-fi books about worlds where humanity didn't just survive, they innovated, adapted, conquered the stars. I realized early that progress isn't something that just happens. It's made. So, pause a second. What books or movies shaped your idea of the future? Seriously, drop a title in the comments. I might just check it out. Let's start with something we all use. Cars. When I announced Tesla, most people laughed, my friends, even journalists. The auto industry had written off electric vehicles as a gimmick. They said, battery tech is too slow. Range anxiety will kill you. But I saw something else. A world where every car on the road is clean, quiet, and charges in minutes. Where cities have less pollution, and kids grow up breathing fresh air. It sounds obvious now, but back then, this prediction was branded as science fiction. Ask yourself, when was the last time you took a risk on something others said was impossible? Did you prove them wrong, or did you discover something else along the way? Now let's talk about autonomy. I've predicted for years that our cars will soon drive us, not the other way around. And yes, we have setbacks. It's much harder than anyone expected. But it's coming. Imagine a future maybe not far off where the accident rate falls to near zero, traffic jams disappear, well, almost, and your commute is spent reading, working, or just relaxing. That's not pie in the sky, that's the goal. I'm curious, would you trust an autonomous car with your life? Or do you want to hold the wheel, out of principle? Why? Let's get a debate going in the comments. One prediction I'll stand by, the world will run on solar energy. We live in a world bathed in vast, untapped sunlight. With tech like Tesla's Powerwall, I believe every home can not just consume, but generate and store its own energy. Whole neighborhoods, even cities, powered by clean, renewable sources. Energy poverty? Gone. Grid outages? A thing of the past. But none of this is inevitable. It's a choice one we have to make and build. If your town or city could go 100% solar, would you support it? Or do you see hurdles I've missed? I want your honest thoughts below. Here's a little teaser for how it will be. Imagine a world where artificial intelligence doesn't just help us sometimes, it saves us from ourselves. But what happens if AI becomes smarter than any human alive? I'll share what keeps me up at night, and how we might all become cyborgs, by choice or necessity. Let's talk about artificial intelligence, the real game changer that will shape everything. People often ask me, Elon, are you afraid of AI? My answer, yes and no. AI is the double-edged sword of our time. Used wisely, it solves problems we never imagined. Medical breakthroughs, smarter cities, even unlocking secrets of the universe. But if we stop paying attention, it could also be our undoing. I've warned for years that superintelligent AI could outthink, outplan, and outreact any human alive. Some say I'm alarmist. I call it realistic. We don't want to wake up and realize we've built something we can't control. If you could talk to a true, conscious artificial intelligence, what's the first question you would ask? Put your wildest idea in the comments. I'll feature the most outrageous ones in the next episode. One of the ways I think we'll meet the future head-on is by merging with our technology. That's why I started Neuralink. Imagine, You're having a conversation not just with your voice, but instantaneously, thought to thought. You access the entire internet instantly. Learning a new language? Download it in seconds. Want to share a memory? With Neuralink, it's possible. But there's tension here too. If we can expand the brain, who controls it? What's privacy in a world of shared thoughts? These aren't sci-fi ideas, they're engineering challenges and ethical dilemmas. Now, think about this. If you had a chip that could give you any skill instantly, what would you pick first? Comment your answer. Let's see who thinks big. Arguably, my wildest future prediction is that humanity will be a multiplanetary species. When people ask why I want to go to Mars, my answer is simple: insurance. Life is fragile. Asteroids, supervolcanoes, even ourselves. If all human consciousness is locked to one planet, we play a dangerous game. With SpaceX, my goal isn't just to launch rockets. It's to make sustainable life on other worlds, starting with Mars. Picture this. You have the chance to go to Mars permanently. Would you do it? Would you help build a new world, knowing there's no coming back? Drop your Mars yes, no in the comment section. Who knows, you might inspire someone else. Something else I predicted: everyone, everywhere, will have internet. With Starlink, even the remotest villages can access high-speed connections. Imagine the power in education, business, communication, no child left offline. But what about the downsides? Are we more connected or more isolated? Does information overload help or hinder you day to day? I genuinely want to know. Share your perspective. The community learns from debate. Next, I'll dive into the world of robotics, longevity, and what happens when humans live to 200 and beyond. But here's something for you. What's the greatest benefit and biggest risk you see in a hyper-connected, AI-driven world? Leave your take below. Best responses fuel the future seriously. When people think about the future, nothing says sci-fi quite like robots. You've probably seen the humanoid machines we're building, Tesla Bot, for instance. My prediction? Robots will work, learn, and adapt right alongside us within 10 years. They'll handle the repetitive, dangerous jobs, freeing humans to focus on creativity, exploration, and problem-solving. But here's what I want to ask. Would you let a robot care for your children or elderly parents? Or is there a line you just wouldn't cross? Comment below. We're redesigning the meaning of trust, so let's talk about it. I believe the first people who will live to 200 are alive right now. We're racing toward medical revolutions, AI-driven diagnostics, gene editing, nanomedicine. The real future of health is proactive. We'll predict disease before it starts, fix it at the root, and eventually upgrade the human body itself. Imagine waking up at age 150, still running marathons, still inventing. Would you want to live that long if it meant watching the world change several times over? Would it be a blessing or a burden? Share your honest take below. This is one of those questions with no easy answer. When I look at traditional education, it feels stuck in the past. My prediction? Every student will have a personalized, AI-powered tutor. Learning styles, strengths, interests, all tailored per child. The end of memorization for its own sake. The dawn of creative mastery. So what do you wish your teachers did differently when you were in school? If you could design your own learning experience, what would it look like? Let your imagination run wild in the comments. As robots and AI take over more jobs, it's inevitable, humans will move toward work that's more fulfilling and creative. That's why I support the idea of universal basic income, a safety net for everyone, as the nature of work transforms. If money wasn't an issue, what would you do every day? Paint, invent, teach, travel, or something else? Answer honestly, your passion might just be your future job. Ready for the final part? I'll share my predictions for the future of consciousness, digital immortality, climate, and what I think humanity's greatest threat and greatest hope truly is. But first, if you could ask just one question of your great-great-grandchildren in the year 2200, what would it be? Your questions today could shape tomorrow's legacy. Leave them below. Here's a prediction that seems like pure science fiction. I believe someday we'll be able to upload and replicate elements of our consciousness. With advances in neural tech, maybe one day your memories, preferences, even elements of your personality could outlast your biological body. Wild, right? But think about it, a digital backup of your mind. A way to preserve wisdom, creativity, even core identity through the ages. Would you want your consciousness to live on, even as an AI? Or is there something sacred about our finiteness? Drop your thoughts. This could be the most profound leap and the greatest risk humanity has ever faced. No prediction about the future is complete without facing our biggest planetary challenges. Climate change remains the dragon to slay. Electric vehicles, solar grids, battery storage, they're just the beginning. Imagine cities that clean their own air, oceans teeming with life, and agriculture designed around abundance, not scarcity. That's what I fight for. But I'll be honest, we can still lose this fight if we grow complacent. What's one thing you believe your generation can do starting today to secure a better future for everyone? Suggest something concrete, not just hopeful words. Let's crowdsource solutions in the comments. Our most dangerous enemy is not AI or robots, or even climate, it's cynicism, the belief that change is impossible, that dreams are for others. History's greatest breakthroughs came from relentless optimism multiplied by stubborn action. Hope is the most underrated resource in the world. I predict that communities that foster hope and empower action will define the future. So, what gives you hope? When did you last feel that surge that anything is possible? Please, share your story below. We're in this together. The future isn't something that happens to us. We get to build it, starting with the questions we're brave enough to ask, and the actions we're bold enough to attempt. So, if my predictions inspired you, challenged you, or even just made you curious, stick around, subscribe, join the conversation, and tell me, what's the one breakthrough you would put all your chips on? Because together, I believe we can get there. I, Elon Musk, I don't just predict the future. I try, every single day, to create it with people who dare to ask, what if? Thank you for going on this ride with me. And remember, the best way to predict the future is to build it, starting now.